Okay, it's 2004, and you're thinking of running in 2008 for president. And some of your friends that have been your surveillance friends at the FBI, or should I say JTTF, come to you and say, hey, oh, by the way, my highly enriched friend Bob Mueller says there's these vast reserves of uranium in Kazakhstan. And we control the nuclear fuel cycle. We can completely control how all of that fuel is sent all over the world. So, hey, if you want to get in this, we need to just take over all the people that own all these reserves, and we're going to be in like Flynn, so to speak. So what would you do? Well, you could set about hiring a bunch of Russia experts to identify who all the key principals are that own those interests. And then you could set up what they call compromat, which is to compromise all those individuals, either through business deals or accounting offers, or through honeypots like these Natasha girls or Rostanets or whatever you want to call them, if you were a guy like Igor Sechin. And that's exactly what Andrew McCabe did with Oleg Deripaska. We've seen it with the yacht. We've seen it with all the Freitag low-light cameras. We know that's what, now you can watch Operation Underground Railroad. If you want to see exactly how it's done, their video, not mine. And then, hey, you get all the stuff. You sign a deal and then in 2005 with a guy who owns Kazakhstan, and you're in business for Uranium One. The follow-on to that is, well, you need to put people under surveillance, right? So you need to send Carter Page over there in 2004. Whether or not he knows he's being used as a surveillance rabbit doesn't really matter. You just have him calling everybody who has interests in the uranium that you want. And then you can start up surveillance and then dossier them and then figure out some way to compromise them, and away you go. To me, that seems like what we have here in terms of metadata. We have a professor at Duke. Her name's Krylova. Seems a lot like the Krylova in the indictment. I'm not saying it's the same person, but it would be good to have somebody at Duke making that type of analysis of who are the people that own these business interests. It seems like it would make sense to have somebody like a BOGACHEVA, the Russian lawyer in Miami, to identify who are the honeypots that we can bring into this situation for that kind of compromise. It seems like once we did compromise and got that whole modus operandi developed in Russia, it seems like it would be smart if we were over here in 2014 to set up different reps in the United States in different areas that would be supportive of our presidential run in 2016. By maybe taking small hard drives and or thumb drives and giving them out to different people in different congressional races in order to win those congressional races. And it seems like when the election was over in 2014, at the end of November, we would submit our expenses and then we would check out and go back to our regular lives, maybe at Duke and maybe in Florida. That's what it seems like. Then we could have some other people come over and do $54 worth of Facebook ads in Wisconsin. But if you look at the actual indictment, their indictment, not my indictment, it says, hey, Toxic Cloud, September 11th, 2014. They went to these 8 different states. They said they bought hard drives. They said they bought these cameras. They said they bought these phones. Those are devices used to pass information to people. Are we sure that they weren't helping different people in different elections for between September 11th and November 26th when they turned their expenses in? To me, it seems like they were trying to influence the elections. This is before Trump ever even thought of running for president. To me, they were influencing elections, creating panics. They were creating panics of Toxic Cloud in Louisiana, race riot type situation in Atlanta. And then we also had the Ebola scare in Atlanta. To me, it seems like they were directly trying to affect something that was going to happen in November, like November 5th, like an election. Seems to me that they went around to 8 different states to try to influence an election and were giving information to the people that were then dossiering the candidates that they were running against. That's what the metadata says to me. Again, their indictment, not mine.